Smooth. You ready? Let's go, man. Fam, I call it Fun Time 49ers Sunday. Take a little stress off. Relax. It's going to be okay. And the thing that is, this is, I like to fantasize a lot by the Niners. You know this if you've been hanging around with me for any length of time. But Nick Bosa, Trey Hendrickson, on opposite sides of the defensive line. Ooh. See, the thing is, even though it's fantasizing, it is a slight possibility. That year that we got Javon Hargrave, I said, how the hell did they do that? See, that's what I'm saying to the 49ers. When you think about the Niners, I know we weren't signing a quarterback for no big-time money or anything like that. But the thing is, the 49ers want this to happen. It'll happen. I just know it. 49ers headline today have to be motivated to pursue Big Trey Hendrickson. And do you realize you can take lunch money and fill in that interior line? If you got Nick and Trey on opposite ends of that line of scrimmage, everybody in the middle doesn't really matter. You get a run stopper. That kid, Evan Anderson, we got, he could be okay. I still got Givens over there. And Matos, if you can keep him on the field, that's a bad boy. But he just can't stay on the field. Now, you draft a couple of players. You see where I'm going with this? Oh! The 49ers have been straining to put a brutal bookend player opposite All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year, Mrs. Bosa's baby boy, Nick. Since Dee Ford's career came to an abrupt close only a year after they signed him in 2019, there was a big waste of money. Didn't the 49ers just recently get through paying Dee Ford? That contract was long, drawn out, and expensive. This year, San Francisco could employ dual Pro Bowl edge rushers on defensive line in need of help. Don't let them do it, fam. I tell you what, I'll be on that wagon with everybody. We're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, maybe. You can see, that's too much. At this hour, the best edge rusher stats-wise in the game appears to be available if only an offer is made to the Bengals, who appear to be cash-strapped after locking up one of the league's most frightening receiver duos, maybe one of the most frightening in NFL history, to aid expensive QB Joe Burrow. They don't have any money. Woo! But look who's talking. We don't either. I don't know. To the phones. Fam, we're going to speculate on a deal to bring extraordinary defensive end Trey Hendrickson to premier opposite Nick Bosa for the 2025 season. And then, I'm going to be talking trash with everybody else that talks trash about the 49ers, because usually I try to hold back and pump the brakes on that. You put Trey Hendrickson on that side of the line with Nick Bosa, as soon as the ball is snapped, the quarterback is in serious danger. Oh, God, yes. Woo, God, yes. And, I realize and know it's crazy to disregard Brock Purdy's contract situation at this hour. I know. The talks continue between the Niners and Brock, but don't tail drag on that so much, John, Parag, and everybody else who's involved in that situation, that you miss out on bringing into the roster maybe the best deal since CMC. Really, I do think of it that way. When we got CMC, overnight, the offense just shot to the next level. Can you imagine? If CMC doesn't get hurt this year, this is who he is. That's one of the hardest working guys in the offseason in the game. Now, you go ahead and you fix that D-line now so that pass rush from hell is somewhat similar to what it was back in 2019. Because as I say, if you put Gross Matos in the interior at the DT, that's a little bit, not quite like Eric Armstead. If I got Hendrickson, Bosa on opposite ends each other, that may be better than Dee Ford was with Nick. But talks continue between the Niners and Brock, but don't pass up on this. Besides, Don't think for a minute, fam, that the team isn't putting in any time looking at ways to upgrade their defensive line. The 49ers know. That joke that Lynch comes and says, well, we're going to build through the draft. Build what, John? The defensive line has 4 or 5 guys that we know of, period. There's no rotation. Nick's out there by himself damn near. You've got to do better than that, right? Family Niners will have a healthy Nick Bosa to hold down but one end of that defensive line. Leonard Floyd, who had a 2-year contract last season, was by mistake let go and residing somewhere near the Atlanta, Georgia area preparing to play for the Falcons. That should not have happened. Joey comes in here BSing like his mom said he had to come over and sign with the 49ers, and he left. Went to Buffalo. Left us sitting there with a big void in the goddamn lineup. Right now, all the help Nick has is Yuta Gross-Matos and Sam Okwanu as the principal opposite side edge rushers. That will not do. That will not do. Clearly, that will not do. The Niners don't have the luxury of laying back on filling this void either. They're remaining calm and talking about draft prospects. But they actually have to be looking at the prospect of adding 1 or 2 talented defensive linemen, both already polished and in the upcoming draft. I'm not saying don't avoid the draft. Get what you can in the draft. And you don't have to tell them that. The Niners know that. But quiet as it is being kept, fam, I do speculate. I don't care how much John Lynch talks about harvesting talents out of the draft. The Niners actually better be working on the phones for a trade to gain an established defensive end. And I tell you, I have a real good feeling about this. If the Cincinnati Bengals are serious and they're not trying to get your firstborn, I think that's in play. I really do. I mean, I got pumped up about this possibility because of a Bleacher Report article released this weekend. And I was just thinking, oh, hell yeah! Reporter Christopher Knox suggested the Niners may make a purposeful push to add Bengals All-Pro defensive end Trey Hendrickson. I said, talk to me, man, talk to me. Kept reading. Knox sees the Niners as a solid fit, both in terms of bank draft capital and in positional need. He even sets the deal up. Knox wrote, San Francisco is equipped with 2 third-round compensatory picks, awarded for the external hirings of D'Amico Ryans and Rand Carthon. It could offer both selections along with a fairly sizable first-round jump to Cincinnati for Trey Hendrickson, unquote. 49ers are at 11, Cowboys 12, Miami's 13, Colts are 14, Falcons 15, 16 is Arizona. We get the 17th pick. I'm not mad at that. For Trey Hendrickson, you ain't gonna get no edge rusher in this draft better than Trey Hendrickson. You're just not gonna get it in the first round. And the 49ers have a bad knack for drafting edge rushers. Man, oh God. You give them 11, we take 17. If it's possible, you go ahead and get that linebacker out of Georgia or that guy out of Bama. I don't know if they'll be left, but think of that double-barrel shotgun. Ho! 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 Oh! Henderson, a third-round pick by the New Orleans in 2017. He's been with the Bengals since 2021. He's got some miles on him, and is in the final year of his contract with the Bengals. All right, we know that he's 31, but I could get 3 more years out. 3 more years out of Trey. I think so. He's developing into a monster as a starting pass rusher, steadily rising over the past several years, adding an all-pro season last year to his resume. I got an all-pro here. I got an all-pro there. Go ahead. Snap the ball. Bam. Oh, God. He's now looking to get paid, though, for that outstanding play, and the Bengals appear to be uninterested. The two sides are currently doing an invitation of the 49ers versus Brandon Ayuk caper regarding their contract talks, and there seems to be a low expectation that Hendrickson will remain with the Bengals. Now, I know the Niners don't have any money. I know, but they always come up with money suddenly out of nowhere. That's a high-profile signing this year, but the Bengals have to be serious about unloading Hendrickson. They must be. They finally just signed, quite possibly, as I say, the best wide receiver duo And if T. Higgins and Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow? See, the thing is, I don't understand about the Bengals. You've got an offense from hell now. You can get a running back out of the draft. There's plenty. Your defense, you get a good defense, Bengals. You know what? I don't know why you don't want to keep Hendrickson. Unless he's asking for something unreasonable, that could be the case. Why would you make your defense weaker? I don't get the Bengals. Meanwhile, the Bengals D didn't perform any better, as I say, last year than the Niners did, but was still a very good one year for Hendrickson. He did great. How did he do that by himself? I'm telling you, this dude is crazy. I want him. He led the league in sacks, 17.5 sacks. 4 sacks against the Raiders all in one game. The dude he's crazy. I love it. You place Henderson down the line from Nick Bosa, and as I say, you dare that center to snap that ball to the quarterback now. Put Gross Matos, second-year sensation Evan Anderson or Kevin Givens between the stool and cut him loose. Maybe, yes, I'm making a deal. I know it sounds crazy. Adding Anderson would be an immediate elevation of talent. Immediate on that now tissue soft Niners front line. See, he's already made up my mind. That defensive line's in trouble, fam. We can draft all we want to, but them kids ain't going to be ready right now. It's going to take a minute. Well, I don't want a minute. You can get Hendrickson in, and you can draft those kids you're talking about. Let them work their way in, get better, all right? Learn from Nick, learn from Trey, all right? And here's what I do. I would, oh, man. Knox's hypothetical transition would involve a swap of 2025 first-round picks, as I mentioned, 11th for the Bengals, 17th, along with a pair of third-round compensatory picks, Niners hold from earlier personnel departures, and then the filming of Lethal Weapon 4 continues in Santa Clara. I got this all worked out. I really do, fam. If Hendrickson and the Bengals remain too far apart on the contract extension in the coming weeks, he could potentially sit out. Now, the Bengals don't want that. They don't need that. That's not helping them any. It's a distraction. That would raise the likelihood that the team would be looking for a trade to get him out of here. He's a problem, like we were trying to do with Brandon Ayuk. But Brandon was bullshitting around. Brandon, we got a place for you to go, man. We're going to send you to Cleveland. All right? They're going to give you more money. Listen, I tell you, we got an option. Cleveland or the Patriots. And they're both going to give you exactly what you want, buddy. All right? You ready to go? John, I ain't say I was ready. I'm not going to Cleveland. What I want us to do is work out it. Brandon! Damn! See what you did? You weren't able to get into camp in time and all that. I mean, see. So I imagine they're going to something similar. No. Our situation with Brandon Ayuk was unique. That was anyway. All right, I got the deal though, fam. Trey, I tell him 3 years, $60 million. Okay, listen, before you balk, I'm gonna lay an incentive package on you that you could earn up to $30 million annually. It sound good to you? And wait, before you say anything else, look at the incentive package. Look what you got. You gonna tell me you can't meet that? All right, let's go get that Super Bowl, buddy. Woo! God, dreaming. No, I'm dreaming, but as I said, when we got Javon, I didn't believe it. Fam, are you with me? Or give me an argument why I should stop and go get some medication. Matty S, get in there, man.
Ronbo.
Matty, I'm dreaming.
Ronbo.
Dreaming grandeur, man, grandeur. The 49ers would have the best combination of the quarterback killers in the game on one team. Woo!
Oh my gosh,
am I crazy,
so scary.
Matty? Is it? I mean, you like that deal? Is it possible? What are you thinking?
I absolutely love that deal because we've already got a decent defense. I mean, obviously there's pieces we can add. I'm sure we'll see some decent stuff from the from the draft coming up here soon, so I'm not worried about that. Then you got the energy coming from Robert Saleh. So he's going to get more. He's going to get more out of just people that. He's going to drag more out of people that are kind of average. He's going to get the best out of everybody, dude. So don't you worry about this defense, bro. And adding a person like that on the other side of Bosa, quarterbacks are going to be running for their freaking lives all game long, Ronbo.
And with good reason.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes running like a son of a bitch.
Like he was in his last Super Bowl. But he wasn't. Patrick wasn't running.
Yeah.
He was standing there and taking all kind of hammer hits. I'm surprised he didn't get seriously hurt.
Yeah, he was.
Woo! God.
Woo, buddy. So that's dreamy, man.
I tell you.
That is dreamy.
I really,
So,
they got it. The 49ers got to be on the same page, though. I got a feeling they're thinking this way. I don't know. We still have to reduce some salary somewhere. We got to restructure everybody on the line. If they haven't done that already, you got to get this done if it's there to be done.
Yeah, I would agree. And then maybe they listen to us for once and bring in somebody from the draft, and on a first round draft pick, maybe there's somebody decent for an offensive lineman, so we can get our quarterback protected.
Oh, Matty, that's another byproduct of getting Hendrickson. Now you don't have to force a pick in the first round of a defensive edge rusher.
Exactly.
Get him in the second or third. Get that offensive lineman at 17, which is a good position to get offensive lineman. You got two. For
Buddy.
so many reasons, you go ahead and make that deal.
It just sounds like magic. It really does. Because then you got the offensive line buttoned up. I think Trent's going to come back. He's going to have a full off season to hopefully he's looking good, man. I think he's going to, man. He's probably looking at himself in the mirror at the end of last season, looking at the stats and going, man, I can do better than this.
Oh hell yeah! God yes. It made no sense.
Seriously.
But he's got those ankles. That's why another reason why. Go ahead at 17, get your future left tackle, all right? In second round, you go ahead and you pick up that cornerback that everybody's talking about. But at 17, also you got the option of picking up one of those linebackers. Between the two of them, both in Bama and Georgia, both of them are not going to be gone at 17. I don't believe that. If you do want to sneak that in there, you got that option. The options open up. There's no fear now about a defensive edge rusher. And there's going to be plenty down through the draft anyway. The best one might not even be in the first round, Matty.
True story. Look how many times we picked up guys later in the round in the draft, and they've just worked out incredible for us. So, yeah, it definitely doesn't need to be first round. And the nice thing about it being outside of the first round, we pay him even less money.
And an offensive lineman doesn't command that kind of money either. It's like a defensive edge rusher. The benefits are multiple as to why you go get Trey Hendrickson. Call the Bengals right now and say, listen, guys, we're going to take Trey off your hands. Here's what we're going to do. We trade up. You take 11. We'll take 17. I'm going to give you 2 third-round picks. And tell you what, I'm going to throw in a second-round pick for next year. How are they going to say no to that? How are they going to say no to that?
Yeah. What's his? Does he have a contract that's looking like kind of like Bosa's? Is he getting paid that kind of money?
That's what he's getting, $15 million a year. That's what he's pissed off about. That he's being disrespected by the Bengals, and the Bengals I seem to think that they give a couple more million. He should be happy with that and shut up. From what I read in an article, I said, "What? You guys are treating him with that much disrespect?" He'll leave now, and he'll leave in a hurry if he gets a shot, or else he's going to sit out. He's pissed off.
Yeah, come over to us. We'll pay you at least 20, probably.
And you can hang out with Nick and drink some of those protein shakes that he likes to make.
Yeah. Well, and then there's just the knowing that you're on a team coached by Shanahan, coached by Saleh, and you just know the dudes that are already in the locker room. He probably already knows these dudes and respects them, so he knows he's going to a winning form. He's going to a winning formula.
Of which he could be pivotal. That's another thing. You could be a hero, Trey. Nick just needs somebody to help him out and get his back. All you'll do is sweep him. You got 17.5 sacks next year? How about 20, big fella?
Yeah. I think it's that. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it.
Man.
Buddy, it's looking good. I'm enjoying this.
Give me Trey.
Things are starting to work out.
Yeah, they could. If the 49ers make this deal, I'm going to be
trust the process.
Ooh. But they're probably in the mix. And you know how John and Kyle are always saying anything that's going to make this team better, we're definitely going to check that. We're going to turn that rock over. They're turning this rock over.
Oh yeah, this would be a brilliant rock to turn over.
You go back to Jed, say, "Hey, boss, we got a deal coming on. Listen, we're going to tell you right now, if you give Robert Saleh 2 edge rushers of this caliber, we can fill the middle in. Tell you what, you remember that 2019 team? Remember when people like Jared Goff were snapping the ball, looking back at it, and getting out of the way really quickly? That was because that defensive line was frightening. This one could equal that. I got Matos at right tackle. I've got Anderson at the center. We'll pick up another guy that might be able to stop the run even better in the draft. But that's all he has to do. Because the 2 warriors at the edges, they got the rest. They got it.
Yep.
Nick's good at the run, too.
I agree, my friend. Woo! Man, you're speaking music to my ears tonight, Ronbo.
Matty, we got to go. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, though. Let's. I think I won't be able to get back in there until Wednesday. All right?
I might Wednesday, I might be able to catch you. If I call you on Wednesday night, I'll be at the coast. So I'll be on the beach.
Like you did last year. Hey, listen, wouldn't it be funny if Wednesday this all comes into fruition? Matty, Matty, we did it.
Dreams coming true. All right, buddy. Well, shoot, man. You have a good night, man. I love talking with you, dude. It makes my week.
I feel the same way. And have fun on the coast. I'm looking for your call from there, too. I want to hear those fish popping out of the water.
Heck yeah, bro.
I'll
get you soon, my friend.
Have a good night, fam.
Night, buddy.
Night. God, I'm really serious about this, fam. For that, Brian says, Hendrickson says Myles Garrett 2.0. It's not happening. He's going to want big money. He is. I know. But how many teams can afford big money? I think a lot of teams are in the same situation we are. He can go to the Panthers or some team like that, but what we're offering here is a decent amount of money and a chance to pick up playoff cash and a time to get to the Super Bowl. You could be a legacy you could write from here. Trey, come on, man. Everybody wants to be a 49er as much as they want to be a Dodger right now. I say that because the Dodgers are paying incredible money. And you know what? Nobody's going to beat the Dodgers for the next 3 seasons. So 49ers, Trey equals dynasty. I can feel it. With that team we're building out, we have another draft like we did last year. The 49ers have actually it has been written, the 49ers had the best performing draft of last year. What if they do that again? Ho! Smooth. Get in there, smooth.
What's up, Ronbo? What's up, brother?
Smooth. I'm making myself crazy, man. It's Sunday. I like to do that. I'm imagining things. Trey Hendrickson, put him on that team, and look to bleep out now, Jack. Trey, I'm out of my mind.
You did your due diligence.
God.
You did your due diligence. I see that, man. Trey Hendrickson, I can see that happening. I give it 90%.
Even.
I give it 90% chance of that happening because think about it, the Bengals, they don't know how to operate and how to negotiate with their players, and
I know, right?
if I was a rookie and Bengals called me in the green room,
start crying.
Ain't no way. Do you want to be a Bengal? Hell nah. Hang up, but don't answer the call. I'm telling you, they can't afford him. They cannot afford him. He got $15 million due. He's on his last year of his contract. They signed Jamar Chase. They signed T. Higgins. They don't have no money. And he's holding out.
Players.
He's going to hold out. Yeah, of course. And he's going to hold out. You know what I'm saying? So the Bengals, I can see them moving him because, like I said, it don't make no sense not to move him. The draft is so deep on the defense side of the ball.
See?
And he's 31 years old. Mm. They don't want to pay him. Like I said, the draft is deep. At defensive end, nose tackle, let him walk. Mm. We'll take the 17th pick, give them the 11th pick, and I guess about 2 third rounds, whatever. Mm. And we can afford it. We can afford him.
Indeed.
He's due 15. We'll give him about 20.
That's what I'm saying. Give
You know,
him
he'll
20.
take that about 2021.
Yeah, and give him the center
And
package.
we had the money.
Yes.
Yeah. And we had the money because we are bidded Denver to keep Greenlaw, but he wanted to be his own man. I can understand that.
See?
So I'm not mad at him.
You
know, do what you do.
If the 49ers had that kind of money laying
We
around.
had the money, bro. We had the money.
Yeah,
Remember I said Jay York, he put his foot down, but if it's somebody that's a Pro Bowler and he had 17 sacks last season, he's a double sack man. He got drafted by New Orleans. New Orleans in third round in 2017.
You just said the magic
And
words, though.
New Orleans
When you
let
said
him
they
walk,
had,
but once he got to the Bengals, that's when he got into his prime and started showing out.
but the thing is, you just mentioned something I forgot all about. The 49ers had cash to
What's
pay
that?
Dre and Greenlaw. They were going to pay Dre.
Yeah, they'll bid it. They'll bid it.
They were going to
Denver.
pay Dre.
And York said he's putting his foot down. He ain't gonna spin, unless it's somebody that's a key contributor to the offensive line, a star. And he's sitting right there. So they go open up the pocketbook because he's proven. He's proven.
Yes, indeed.
Double-digit sack and put him on the other side of Bosa.
Damn near
then
20.
the draft is deep, like I said. Yeah, and like I said, the draft is so deep on both sides. We need to focus on the trenches. Forget about the receivers and all that. We get them later on in third, fifth round, like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know if we need
Sign him, and in the draft, man, all we have to do then is just get 2 nose tackles, 2 run stoppers in the middle. Got both on the outside of one end, and then Trey on the other side, on the other end. Right, it's a wrap. Then focus on the offensive line. Then we can go DB, wide receiver, running back like that. And running back, we can get that in
later
the
rounds. Anyway.
Right, and we don't have to draft no running back. They gonna be there. Free agency, there's gonna be a lot of backs. We can get a back at the 1 or 7 round picks. We can get a good back.
Smooth.
We don't have to. We just need to focus on offensive line. Build the offensive line. Get as many offensive linemen as you can.
Or trade down. But let me get your opinion on this, though. What do you think they were going to pay Dre Greenlaw? I have no idea what the number might have been, but I got to believe it's in excess of 20. At least 20. At least.
Oh, yeah. Dre was going to get that. He was going to get that. That's why I said they had the money to pay Dre Greenlaw. So if they outbidded Denver and to pay Dre Greenlaw, Niners,
they still got that.
Why they can't pay Henderson? They
Right.
can pay Henderson. They have 24 Henderson. They had 24 Dre. They have 24 Henderson. If they don't draft him, if they don't trade him before the draft, look at the move on draft day. No other team. I did my homework. No other team is interested in him. Because, like I said, he's 31, and the draft is deep. If the draft wasn't as deep, if they don't have, say, 5 defensive ends or whatever, and everybody else was, mediocre, they would have went on and probably kept or whatever. But I'm telling you, Henderson, when I saw that, I said, okay.
You ain't nothing in
Me
the
and my
first round better
folks,
than
man,
trade.
we've been talking about that. We were talking about that because we're looking at who's the best free agents on the line. Out there right now at the DN position. There's really nobody. Everybody has already signed, and everything on their teams. But Henderson, 1 year left, bro. $15 million. Oh man, come on. He's going to hold out.
Yeah,
He's not
he
going to
is.
report. So the Bengals know that. So them Bengals don't have no money. That's another thing. They do not have no money. Only money they have is to sign draft picks.
I know they don't know how to.
They got $12 million.
Yeah. Is that how much left on their payroll? I mean, on their ceiling.
Usually when you get a rookie class, you spend about 12 or 13 million on the rookie class.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Defensive end.
So
oh yeah,
they don't have. If they only got 12, 13, and he already do 15, ain't no way they can pay him 20. The money they have the money the Bengals have right now is for their rookie class, bro. Anybody know football and know negotiations and all that kind of? I'm telling you.
Jay, I like smooth. We gotta go.
I'm
gonna see you Wednesday.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna see you Wednesday, and maybe my fantasy comes into fruition. And if that happens, boy, it's going to be a party up. I'm going to have lights and fireworks going off. I don't care if it is burn the house down. They did that. They did it. Oh, my God. Oh,
Ronbo, one more thing. Jade Barron from Texas, defensive back.
Yeah.
4'3" guy,
Yeah.
5'11", 200.
Right.
Niners should get him. I was saying Will Johnson, but if Niners get him, they can move him in the inside.
Because he's
They can move him on
we
the
talked
inside.
about that last week.
Keep the door, the mom on the door on the outside, and Green on the other side.
And you got your slot covered.
And put him in the middle.
Do with him. Exactly. Fam,
Locked down.
let's do this Wednesday.
Okay, I'll be at you, bro.
Looking for you. All right.
Oh yeah,
boom.
for sure. I'll be there. All
Good
right.
night, fam.
Everybody take care. All the faithful. All right, you too, Ronbo. All right. I'm out.
Yeah. Damn, don't let them do this, fam. I tell you what, if they get this, boy, Rams running there trolling, talking trash, boy, they will be meat. Meat to be eaten and torn apart. You think Matty Stafford's going to want to play against all that heat? I don't think so. Or anybody else in the NFL, that's too much. It's too damn much. And I got Robert Saleh running to the show. Texas boy is in here for what? Boy, if you, fam, anytime you're not feeling well or depressed or anxiety is riding you down, think about the Dallas Cowboys. It's better than a shot of your best bourbon. that's a dumpster fire that's been out of control for 3 years, and now that in the fire department can put that out with 17 engines. Hey, yo, Steven!
What's up, Ronbo?
Steven, man, I'm going nuts with this whole possibility because I want to see Trey. By the way, that's the second white guy known. That's another white chocolate. We got Trey from Pennsylvania that calls in here, and Trey Hendrickson. Steven, what do you like about that deal, man? Are you on board with a Trey Hendrickson signing?
I'm on board. If Trey Hendrickson comes to the Niners and we have him on the opposite end of Nick Bosa, it's going to be nasty work for the entire NFL. It's almost going to be unfair. Like we were saying, we were hoping to get Myles Garrett or Max Crosby or Joey Bosa.
We were.
But Hendrickson, if I were to rank all those defensive linemen I just named off, I'd probably put it would be tied for one between Hendrickson and Garrett.
Miles.
Yeah. It would be a tie. It would be hard to see who would pass up who. It's like choosing between McCaffrey and Saquon.
Yeah.
How do you
comparison.
Pick? And you can't go wrong with either one. It would have been nice to have Garrett, but it's also nice to have Hendrickson. So it's like, you got to pick your poison. And then after that, it just goes down Max Crosby and then
Detroit versus everybody.
Detroit versus nobody.
You lost all your coordinators, and you're going down next year, Don Burr. Know this: second place at best in your division. All right, go ahead, Steve. Had to tell him.
They got tired of having smokers cough. That's what happened. Out there training in Motor City, and now they all got smokers cough.
I can't wait to see Detroit, what they look like next year. But go ahead, Steven.
They look like shit is what they're going to look like. We gave a lot of praise to Dan Campbell and how crazy he is and how supposedly he turned that franchise around. But really, we never really looked at Brian Johnson or anyone else with the coaching.
Or that defensive coordinator. He did a lot with guys. I mean, that team got stripped naked. All the defenders went down, and they were still playing pretty serious defense. So I ain't mad at the coordinators.
Yeah.
They went off and got other jobs. So, let's see what they look like now.
They look like crap, man. I'm sorry, I'm munching on pizza, but
Go ahead. Everybody.
Yeah, no, we get Hendrickson, man. We get Hendrickson. It's a wrap. That front four is going to be nasty. After that, we could just get backups. And then we can start looking more towards
solid
like
players.
Linebackers, CBs. Oh yeah. Like I said, man, I am absolutely looking forward to the draft. 100%. I've never been more excited for a draft since we picked up Trey Lance. Yeah, I've never been more excited.
Because everybody's looking forward to that before it happened. That's true. We didn't know whether it was going to be Bama Boy Jones or Trey, or the Bears quarterback, Justin Fields, right?
Fields.
Everybody figured out what's going to be between these three guys. It's going to be one of them. So,
And it's a crap. I mean, really, like I've said before, this is a very defensive-heavy draft where a lot of the talent is on the secondary. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Not a lot of offensive talent really shines through. There's some running backs. There's maybe 2 or 3 quarterbacks that stand out, maybe 2 wide receivers that really pop, and then maybe 4 tight ends.
Yeah.
But all the talent is really on the defense. And unfortunately for the NFL, everyone wants to copy the winning team. You know, how do you beat the best? How do you become the best team? Is you got to replicate the best team. And unfortunately,
You got to be
for
like
us,
the Eagles.
that's Philly. So everyone's looking at offensive line, running back, and hoping to God, you know, they can replicate what Philly did. So for us Niners, don't get me wrong, we do need help on the offensive line, but we're set on running backs. We're set on receivers. Do we need an extra tight end? Yeah, you can never go wrong with an extra tight end. But mainly offensive line is what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Our defensive scheme has a lot more holes than we thought we did.
Oh.
You know, I look back at it and I'm like, damn, we lost a lot of players on defense compared to offense. You know,
For years.
Sure, we lost.
That defensive line has
J.T.
not been up to
Mason.
snuff for years.
Yes. Like, I don't know how really to put it other than, hey, man, you know, the world is our oyster in this one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The world is our oyster. How can we go wrong? Who can we pick? Anybody? Everybody? In abundance? Think about it, man. Think about it. You could just throw a dart and the Niners can do a right thing in this time. If there was ever a better time for John Lynch to really kind of just let out some steam and just kind of take a deep breath for himself and smell the roses, it's this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I mean, really, look at the corner room. Look at the safety room. Look at the linebacker room, especially the defensive line room. Oh, my God. I've seen so much talent on defensive line in college. I'm like, God damn.
And they don't have to be in the first round. And in fact,
exactly.
There's too many. You can't pick them all up in 32 picks. First round, maybe even 64. You know, you can still pick them up. And because they can't all be gotten, because, you know, there's a lot of positions out there. The defense is going to get picked on heavily, though, Stephen. There's not going to be a lot left. I would think by the third round, the best of the best is already gone.
Yeah, the best of the best will already be gone. But you also got to think, too, if there is true offensive talent in this draft, they're going to go completely under the radar and possibly become undrafted free agents.
Or third
Think
round.
about that. Woo. Cam Scatterboo, I'm cool with picking up Cam Scatterboo just because, you know, that's just like what do you call it, like a throwaway dream pick, you know what I mean?
I know, right? And if he's around the third round, Kyle's going to get him. I guarantee you that, man, because that's the second coming of you know who. Well, he's been compared to CMC already. Let's see if he really is. We got nothing to lose.
We got nothing to lose, exactly. But you know what, too, Ronbo? You mentioned Kyle Shanahan in the draft. I heard Kyle Shanahan's going to be hands-off on this one. It's only going to be John Lynch.
Well,
he's going to be one picking the talent.
He'll have his input.
We can hope.
You know that. Because Kyle and John are still bros. Fam, we got to go. I'll see you Wednesday. Oh, let's see if we can make this happen. I mean, oh, God. Because I know the 49ers are calling. You just know it.
Yes. Hey, watch out for that Hendrickson, man. Watch out for Hendrickson. We might get him. It's looking pretty nice.
Yes. Stephen, you're my best to the family. I will see you Wednesday.
I'll see you Wednesday, Ronbo. You have a great night.
You too. Thanks, fam. God. I love when people, you know, a lot of Rams fans they don't keep up with any news at all. Shane McMahon says, how stupid is the Cowboys got a ring since you guys have. 1 year later, Shane. Also, the Cowboys haven't been to past the first round of playoffs since when? You got to compare the Cowboys to the 49ers accomplishments between then and now? Boy, you are stupider than you sound. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't a dig, Shane. And you better watch yourself, because I'm keeping an eye. I'm still waiting for you to step out of line. Nothing homophobic. You mess with the ladies. You just in general piss me off. I don't like you, Shane. Keep it up, all right? Hey, Aaron, get on in here, man.
What's up, Ronbo?
I'm dreaming, man. I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming a dream that could be possible because, first of all, Trey Hendrickson is at an age now where, in fact, he may not draw a lot of attention. The 49ers can throw a medium deal almost to go ahead and get him out of Cincinnati. Will they do it? I think they will, because I forgot about monies they had all pushed aside just to get Dre. I forgot about that. If they flew all the way to Dre's house to say, Dre, come on, man, we were just playing. You knew we was going to pay you. How much you want? And Dre gives him the number. You know, it's in excess of 20. Dre, Aaron, what do you got? I mean, what's up with this deal? Am I on to something here or what?
I mean, you may be onto something, Ronbo, because the more I think about it, if they were to trade for Trey Hendrickson in exchange of a second-round pick, then I could see the 49ers acquiring Trey Hendrickson and drafting an offensive line in the first round.
See, that makes it
for
all
the
so
future.
much better. Yes, it serves two purposes. You
Yeah.
get 17, you get that offensive lineman in the first round pick. They haven't done that in years correctly.
Yeah, and then possibly in the third round or later you could add more D line or another position, So
But
yeah,
I do want them linebackers, the duo. One of them's in Bama, the other one's a Bulldog. I do want to see if we can work, but you can't do everything but this. Oh, I think this trumps those linebackers. God. But go ahead.
I mean, yeah. Imagine Trey Hendrickson on the opposite side of Nick Bosa. Man, that would be nice.
I have. I mean, the violence created, as soon as that ball is snapped, somebody might have to call 911.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I just know the 49ers working on that, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, they might be working on it because
They have to.
because I know the Bengals just paid their two top receivers, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and I mean, there's no way in hell they got more money to pay Trey.
And they don't know how to structure contracts or anything, apparently. Why is it that who runs the program over there from the front office? It's very strange. They don't know because the 49ers are good at manipulating contracts and being able to keep afloat with quality players. All the Bengals, they signed 3 guys to big contracts and they're done. That's weird.
I know. I mean, so yeah. I mean,
I'm glad they do, though, because
if
in that
that
case,
were
we
to
take advantage
happen,
of it.
Rob, yeah. I mean, if that were to happen, Rob, I would be jumping around.
I mean, it would take me a month to get over that. Before I'd still be going crazy before OTAs. And you know how the 49ers do these things. You'll see here suddenly when we signed CMC, I said, what? We signed Javon Hargrave. I said, what? And this will be the bigger what? And the 49ers have just signed Trey Hendrickson out of the Bengals. No details of the deal have been given out yet. More news coming up. Oh, no, they didn't. God damn, I'm seriously. That'd make my day because it opens the door for so many things that can be done in the draft now. All positives. Oh, man.
Yeah. So.
Come on, Niners. Get this done. Go ahead.
But yeah, and to be honest, Ronbo, I think they can add a decent tackle possibly in the third round. So.
Oh yeah.
Because
they do better in those rounds anyway. And give me a fifth-round tackle, too. That's the magic round for the 49ers. The 49ers may have had one or two fifth-round picks that weren't tough since they came in 2017 with that new administration. The fifth round is magical. They got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's where they do their best, like in the later rounds, like fifth round, sixth round. And sometimes in the fourth round.
Third round's bad news because they keep on picking up running backs in the third round. 49ers need to realize there's a mojo going on here. Don't make the same mistake in the same round every year. All right, if you're not doing well in the third round with running backs, then stop it. Stop it. Get something else in the third round if you're going to use that third round, of course.
Yeah.
Or get a running back in the fourth round. Get him in the second, but don't go back to that same round. There's something wrong with that round. You just have to think that way. There's a lot of superstitions in sport. Anybody that's ever played ball, if you didn't have the right same gloves, if you didn't get your ankle taped, whether it was hurt or not, these things all matter. There's something that affects the biorhythms. I don't know what it is, but weird superstitions are real. They are. All of us have had those things. It's real. Makes a difference, even if nothing but psychologically.
Yeah, and they did hit on the Dominic Pooney in the third round, so.
See? You know what I'm saying? Stop going to running backs. You get Dominic Pooney in the third round. If we got a guard in the first or second round, it wouldn't work. These things work.
I know.
It's true. Fam, we got to roll.
Yeah.
I'll see you Wednesday, and maybe something good will happen.
All right, Ronbo.
All right.
It could happen this week, so we'll see.
I'm telling you, man, because you can't wait on Trey. Somebody will pick him up otherwise. Give a low ball offer the 49ers could have topped. No. All right, fam. I'll see you Wednesday.
All right, Ronbo.
Night,
you have a good night.
You too. Night, fam. Shane McMahon. Shameless Rams fans saying, you guys haven't had a ring in 32 years. Listen to this, Shane. You got 2 rings over 70 years of existence. Who the fool? Who the fool? Hey, yo, Eric.
Yes, Joe.
Eric, come on in, man.
What's going on, buddy?
I tell you, I'm trying to get him out. I don't know if the 49ers are on the same page, but if Trey Hendrickson is going to be taken, I think this may be the team that might take him. But Eric, what's on your mind tonight, man? Let me let you talk.
Oh, not much going on here.
Which is interesting, Eric, because every year it seems the Cowboys fall asleep. Well, this is going on the last 5 or 6 years. The Cowboys go to sleep. The Rams try to do things undercover. The Steelers get spotlighted because they're getting as much trouble as the 49ers on. Because, teams like the 49ers, the Steelers, the Patriots are going to enter this contest soon. Because we've been dominant down through the years in NFL folklore, now if you take 5 or 6 years to get a ring again, Whoa, you guys are sucking now. How's it feel? Nice putting on and having to polish those old nasty rings. The Steelers are going to get the same flack soon if they're not already. The Patriots got another 4-year window. Teams like the Rams only have 2 in the first place. Well, they can talk about those for the next 20 years, which is probably most likely going to be the case. But if you don't have any legacy, you can get by without getting a lot of crap from a lot of teams that don't have a team worth a damn. So, but Eric, your team, I got respect because they owned us. Your team owned my team for a decade. That's why I talked bad about the Hawks the whole time. I hated Richard Sherman with a passion. Now I love Richard Sherman like a brother. I had no idea what kind of guy he was other than the one that pissed me off year after year. And then when he joined the 49ers, what a great guy. Sherm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's amazing how things shift and turn like that when you're just...
Yeah. It's always amazing when you go to the opposing team how quickly things happen.
I know, right? And they're going to continue to happen as the league evolves, and there's going to be ebb and flow, and as tides are going to go in, they're going to go out. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next year. There's going to be teams come up this year, Eric, that have been down in the dumps. I've already picked the Panthers. The NFC South is going to be a little different this year. I don't see the Saints are a solid organization. I don't see them being crappy for very much longer. Of course, the Falcons are always knocking at the door. The Falcons seem to make either one move too many, like they did with maybe Kirk Cousins was a solid pick, though. I don't know why that didn't work. They got everything else they need. Anyway, I see that division rising up this year. The Chicago Bears are going to hurt somebody now. That division has been coming on for the last few years. So the NFC is going to be a little tougher. You know how things reverse. The AFC has been the king for how many years? Up until last year. Until the Eagles came in and says, there's a new world order. Shift in the balance of power. Chiefs, you're done. And I'm sitting there, we're watching that in real time, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I don't like Eagles fans except for Nikita. They represent an evil group of people. I've always had Eagles fans right in there with the same page as Raider fans. They all need to be put into a plane and flown off into orbit, and may that plane explode. The Rams fans are getting there, but the Rams ain't worth a damn. They're not. Rams, they don't scare people. So, I mean, respect, bro. 10-year ownership of the 49ers by Russell Wilson, Legion of Boom, Tyler Lockett. Oh, my God. So, Eric, what song? What are you thinking?
Well, not much, but how's it been doing tonight?
Well, see, I'm thinking I'm trying to get I get Trey Hendrickson on this team. I'm going to be looking at this season coming up in a whole different light. I don't know what to expect from the 49ers right now as they are. Not really. But that kind of addition, that could be like a blasting cap on 500 pounds of TNT. Whew. I got a best defensive coaching crew probably in the game. I still got Shanahan on offense. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Eric, real quick though, what expectations you got? You've made some moves already. Are they going to add up to anything?
Well, I believe we're going to get a quarterback early in the draft. That's still going to happen, I believe.
I think so. Should have done it last year. But because the quarterback class this year, I don't know. There's two guys everybody talks about, and the kid from Ole Miss, but I've not heard anything about any other quarterbacks. There's three. What does that mean? We'll see.
They say back home things are still kind of bad back home, but the tornado has gone past, they say.
Good to hear that. Natural disasters are very frightening. Well, Eric, I'm glad about that. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'll be back Wednesday. Let's see if what happens between now and then around the NFL. All right?
All right, have a good night, everybody.
You too, Eric. And now, here he comes. He's going to wipe me clean on this one. I just know it. Here's the king of the Dragon Clan and Tennessee's finest. Here he is, Papa Dragon.
What am I going to wipe you clean for, Ronbo? Why
Papa, because you always bring that. When I'm having a good time, you're that dad that comes over, and I'm at the party. I was told to be home at 10, and no. You drives out. I see the car outside. I don't want to get embarrassed. My boys will see that. I run out to the car right quick. Dad, what are you doing? I told you to be home at 10. I know I was coming.
I'm not that dad. I'm not that dad. No. I'm the fine you dad. I hit you where it hurts.
I see.
I hit you where I hit the pocket. And then more importantly, when you wind up in jail because you and your friends were drag racing on the freeway, I'm the one that leaves you in there for a week. I'm that dad.
My dad actually did that to me. He only left me in there for about 12 hours. But yeah, I got picked up for speeding, but I was on my way to class because I didn't want to miss stats, because if you miss 5 minutes, you may as well not come. But go ahead.
Well, that's why the family motto here is, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late.
I know,
That's how I play it. I'm just saying.
Smart.
I'm just saying. So apparently you think I'm going to eat your lunch over Trey Hendrickson, or the fact that you think that it's an amazing phenomenon that the name Trey, which is a French white boy name.
We went through this the other day, right? In America, though, it's pretty dark.
Amazing. It's like people freak out when they see my boy. His name is Jerome. He's white. Listen, that's a white boy.
Whoa, that's another name. There is Jerome's though. But go ahead.
Of course, we call him Jerry. So anyway,
Jerome.
I think there's all kinds of optimisms and things like that. But I mean, the reality is that you're talking about a team who's already said that they're trying to go younger and cheaper. Yet they bring back. So I think in your favor, they bought back Juice.
Oh,
he's 34
and wanted to bring back Dre.
He's probably still the highest paid fullback in the league. If not number one, he's number two.
Oh, he's got to be.
Did they want to bring back Dre? I don't think so. I mean,
they flew all the way to his house, and Dre didn't get up and leave. They went to his house.
That was a photo.
That's serious.
No, that's a photo op to the locker room.
If that's a good point.
They paid him up front in the first place, or they should have said to him, "Hey, look, if you find somebody better than us, don't take this personal. If you find somebody better than us, we will beat that deal." They didn't go out there and beat their hurt; they matched it. And that's a difference.
Okay.
So if you match a deal, that you're still not saying I'm sorry. You're still not saying, okay, well, the taxes this is California. So I think those are two different situations, and I think people got to stop lumping them together. The reality is that Juice is on the in. He's on the in club. He's part of the clique. Dre Greenlaw ain't. And to appease the locker room, you got to make it seem like you did everything you could, and you come back and say, "Oh, well, he didn't want to come back. We matched the offer." Then why insult him in the first place? Is my point. If you want somebody, you sign them. And again, how many times is this going to cost the 49ers? They would sign somebody earlier. It would be cheaper. So now they waited to sign Kittle, and guess what? It's going to be more expensive. So don't sit here and tell me you don't have the money, and then don't sit here and tell me you're trying to keep players. I'm not falling for it. You guys can if you want.
Right? I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I forgot about Dre Greenlaw to offer him some money.
I'm just saying. They offered him like $9 million
in the first place.
For 1 year
This
deal. Yeah.
is what they do. They did the same thing to Eric Armstead.
Yeah.
And he told everybody.
Eric Armstead was an absolute smack in the face insult. They wanted him to leave.
I know.
They didn't. They fly to Florida. No,
they didn't leave home.
They didn't fly to Florida because everybody knows that Armstead was missing half his games.
Yeah.
And then he would come in and then take somebody else's spot, and he's barely been there. That doesn't ride well in the locker room. You've been in the locker room before.
Yes.
You're like, why is this buster starting and not me? I'm here all the time. I'm practicing my butt off. I just want an opportunity.
The mumbling never stops. I know.
There's opportunity. Exactly. Did Trey Lance get opportunity? No, that's why he left. He needed an opportunity. He needed to play. But he shouldn't have been drafted in the first place if you weren't going to play him immediately.
Not the first round. Yeah.
No, exactly. He shouldn't have been drafted. He had to play. He had to be starter. He needed to go through 2 years of just getting his ass kicked, and then maybe you find out what you got in year 3 because it takes 36 starts to figure out what you got in the quarterback. We got that with Purdy. I know what Purdy is.
Look at Price Young. They killed us. Oh yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, that's true. Brock has went through the lumps.
Exactly. Now, based on my situation here, or based on the NFC teams, and based on what a scout told me today, when you talk about order of teams to go to right now in the NFC, the 49ers is not at the top of that list.
Makes sense.
Top of that list. So when you think about Trey Hendrickson, you better think about the Washington Commanders.
You
better think about Detroit Lions.
You better Adam Peters.
You better think about the Vikings. You better think about the Packers before you even consider San Francisco. Now, again, the Bengals can trade him to whoever they want, and they're not going to trade him to an AFC team, but the Bengals don't want to trade him. They don't want to pay him. So
they just want him to sit down?
I don't know. No, he can sit down. They want to retain his rights. They want to hold on to him. So, but, you're talking about a guy who's 31 years old, and he wants excess of $30 million a year. So then you got to pay him. So if you do trade for him, and then he comes in, and he says, hey, I want a new contract, or I'm not reporting. Now, guess what? You gave someone 2-3 round picks, and now you got a guy holding out. So that means he's got to agree to a deal beforehand that pays excess.
Like the Jets.
Right. And who's got $30 million a year? The Washington Redskins.
So they do, don't they?
The 49ers had one very big problem that they probably could have went 10-7 last year, or 11-6 or whatever last year, had they did better in the red zone. And they got to do a better job of keeping these big players off of their smaller, very high-priced veterans. You got people leaning on Bosa all game, 3 or 4 people, and you do that because you know where Bosa lines up.
Yeah,
move Bosa around, put him in an elephant position, put him outside. Move him around.
They were trying to do that 2 or 3 years ago. They just abandoned that idea.
Yeah, be tricky. And same thing with Kittle. Let him move around like Kelsey. Make him more of a receiver than a blocker. But to pull it off, I'm starting to get more and more convinced that the player to take, in my opinion, for this draft, people are going to hate me for this, but I think it's going to be Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren. I think that's going to open up your red zone offense.
Oh, man. Phil, we got to stop before we get cut off. But listen, I knew you were going to come in and settle me down. You named the teams that got a better shot at him. And I realized, oh, God. All right. Pop.
Yep.
I'm going to be able to say Pop got me. Yes. But listen, we got Trey Hendrickson. Pop was right.
You know what? I hope you say. You know what? I hope so, Ronbo. I do hope.
I know you do.
Be nice. It would be nice. I'm not going to be mad if it happened, right?
I know.
Because it's not my thing.
Just reality. All right.
But the point is that would that make Big Show happy? Big Show, again, he handles the money. I'm the general manager. So Niner Mike, as the general manager, the first thing I want to promote Niner Mike to the locker room cleat attendant.
All right, Bob, we gotta go. We're gonna get chopped. I'll see you Wednesday. All right. Thanks, Ronbo. And by the way, Rudy, don't be blaming Brock for them 2 losses against your suck team. Debo and Ronnie Bell Jr. saved your asses. Don't get it twisted. Hey, Anthony, come on in, fam.
What to do, Ronbo?
Man, I'm on the Trey Hendrickson rant. I mean, Pop came in and told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But I ain't giving it up.
I'm
Go
gonna tell you
ahead.
something, Rambo.
Go ahead.
Pop, I like Pop, but Rambo,
Yes.
what part do Pop men don't understand?
What's that?
That Drake Greenlaw was coming back anyway because he said it wasn't.
Yeah,
'Cause
and then there's that.
He wanted to play the mic role,
Yeah,
huh?
that's true.
So
He did, didn't he?
they keep on like 49.
It was all about the money.
Shitting on Drake.
Not completely.
No, they did not. Not completely. He said he wouldn't come back anyway because he want to command off the defense himself. He wanted that role. He want this. You see what I'm saying, Rambo?
I do.
He
He
wasn't
said
coming
it.
back
He made it
anyway,
clear.
Rambo.
Ah.
He said it.
So the
Why you
49ers
thought? Why you
brought more
think?
money than that.
Yeah. Why you think Fred Warner made what's called the statement that she made? Because he had told Fred and other teammates that he wasn't coming back.
And Fred is his closest buddy too, so you know it's true. Fred tried to get him to come back.
That's right. So you know it was true. So that's why, they need to see how about they did Greenlaw wrong. They offered him $9 million.
I don't believe.
Maybe they did it because
I can't believe that. Really?
Maybe they did. Maybe they did it because they already knew he was. He probably had told him he wanted to play the mic role.
$9 million though.
See what I'm saying?
Oh man. See, I don't know why it pissed him off though. At least make a double-digit offer. 9. Oh. Well, you know what? I want to know the truth. I mean, if that is the truth, okay. But I really need that confirmed because I cannot believe that. That's outrageous.
Just think about it, Rambo. Just think about it. If they offered Dre Greenlaw more money than the other team, and he still went with his decision, you know why? Because he gonna play the mic role there, Rambo.
He wants to be the man. I know.
Come on now.
Like in Texas with
He wants to be the man.
Al-Shire, should I say. Yeah, he's the man with the Texans. D'Amico gave him that spot. And Greenlaw, he knows he can be that man in Denver. So, and
as far as Trey Hendrickson goes, Rambo,
yeah.
we could get, the money we had to decide with Trey Greenlaw, you can get the Hendricks.
I forgot about that too. The money they were going to give, because it was going to be in excess of 20. Add 10. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. If he wants 30, give him 30. And give him some incentives to make it more than that. But don't go past 30. Is it Trey? 30? Okay.
Rambo.
Like you want.
I'm pretty sure John let them know. If we can they pull this deal off, they can pretty much go in this draft and do what they want to do, Rambo.
I know. That's it. It gives them license and freedom to go and you do better when you do that way, Anthony. When you go in getting picks that you really need, they will inevitably fail almost every time.
You get Trey Henry, Rambo, you go in there, go in the draft, work on your offensive line.
Yeah, 17.
It ain't too much more you got to do to defense because the back end of our defense pretty much straight. We just need that free safety back there, a lockdown free safety back there. And I'll take that boy out of Will. What is it, Will?
What school?
Will Johnson.
He's a
lockdown.
Oh yeah. I remember that. I've seen that name. I remember that name.
Will,
He's
I
listed as
take
one of the better
Johnson.
ones. Yeah. And remember one thing, Anthony. The 49ers, look at Diamador. Ronaldo's caught in the second round. The 49ers find these guys because the scouting crew we got is solid. The 49ers had the best producing draft players, first-year players last year than any other team in the league. as far as overall?
Ronbo, you remember last time we talked, I told you, I said, 49ers going to do what Bill Walsh did in 1986 when he moved back. And he picked up the White Clock in the 4th round and Charles Haley in the 4th round. See what I'm saying? Hall of Famers.
Hey, George
You
Kittle.
remember when I told you that, Rambo, I just couldn't think of that name right then.
Yeah, I mean, you know, George Kittle in the 5th round. How many teams have picked out a tight end of that caliber in the 5th round? Fred
They
Warner.
got Drake Greenlaw, what, 3rd or 4th round, didn't it? Yeah.
Fred Warner, same thing. Not a first-round pick.
Fred Warner, yeah. And this draft coming up here now, they loaded with defensive tackles, so you ain't got to be in no rush.
In fact, you got to be careful when that happens.
To get him.
You get the wrong one and got
you gotta
him
be
too
careful.
early. You wasted a pick. He wasn't a 2nd-round pick. Could have got him in the 4th. So yeah.
That's right, couldn't. And we got plenty of 4th round. We got what? 2 4th round draft picks.
I got to go back and look at that because we got 11, so there's some rounds have to be doubled up for sure. But yeah. Oh, Anthony, we ran the
2 in the 4th round.
Yeah.
And 2 in the 5th round.
There you go. And we got them
We
3rd
get
round
Jay
picks.
Hill, man. Remember, we get Jay Hill, man. We'll be in the Super Bowl next year, like I told you we would be. 2026, we'll be in the Super Bowl.
Anthony, with that prediction, we got to go before we get cut off. I'm going to see you Wednesday, and I can't wait.
Bro.
Every day that goes by, Trey is closer to putting on the red and gold. All right, fam.
All right, man.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
appreciate you, fam. Ooh, don't let us get Trey, boy. Hey, come on, Andy.
Ronbo, what's good with you?
Man, what's going to be better with me is the thing to ask. Because, see, if the 49ers mess around there and get Trey, since the Bengals don't know what they're doing when it comes to dealing with cash, look the hell out. Got them bookends now. Now, fill in between them, there's all kind of picks in the draft, and we do a good job in that draft. Last year was excellent, the best in the game as far as it's been statistically figured out. And I think the 49ers know what they're doing nowadays, I got faith in them. You get Trey and you got freedom to roam through the draft. Make risky choices. Take a pick on a guy that you might think good about, but maybe not. Don't force yourself into making a pick just because you need this. That doesn't work. Get that APB.
I hear you. I love your smile, too.
Best available pick. Yeah, BAP. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm trying to, I got my initials wrong.
It's available player.
Best available player, yes.
Big, yeah.
So, you
but
know,
nah, I mean,
because we don't do that enough. We rarely do that. I can't remember the last time.
We need to do a lot more. We need to do a lot of things. Now, Papa Dragon, he was on point a lot. A lot of things. I don't like how we keep saying, "Oh, we're gonna get younger," but we signed Juice. The wide receiver is old.
Yeah.
And it just don't seem right.
Running back.
How we doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, like you said, everybody said I got a plan, but everybody, Philly got a plan, Kansas City got a plan, Washington got a plan.
Until you get hit in the mouth, as Mike Tyson would say.
Correct. So,
I love that.
Cal Shanahan needs to learn how to bolt all 5 fingers up and start swinging a little harder.
He does.
Because right now it seems like we got a team, but honestly, if you step back and not be a 49er fan, because we all 49er fans, but we got a lot of holes.
I know. That's the reality of the thing. So you fill that one void, and now you got freedom to roam through the draft. You got 11 picks. Give the Bengals a couple of them. You still got 9. Trade down, get those back. There's all kinds of things you could be doing. You can get an offensive lineman at
like
18, 19, or 20. And probably a damn
You got
good one.
Washington and everything else. Detroit, and everything else, who's a little ahead of us.
Competition.
Who can maybe come up. And Greenlaw, that's what I want to get back to. I'm sorry. Greenlaw, like he said, that was all BS. Oh, we took a flight down to Texas to see Greenlaw. Man, you shouldn't, listen, bro. You just wanted to take a flight. You just wanted to be in that private jet, the PJ. Yeah, you went down there and that boy laughed at you like, man, you could have did this 4 months. They planned, the girlfriends planned a birthday or a going away party before the playoffs.
I know, I saw that. They put it online.
I don't think he wanted to be a Mike. I think the politics. If you want to be a Super Bowl winner, regardless who's on your team, I don't care what position I play, as long as I'm a Super Bowl winner, right?
Right.
So he would have went with Fred Warner because that was his friend. Mm-hmm. His girlfriend had a nice friend with her.
Mm-hmm.
But something was going on inside there. You ever seen Greenlaw in Cabo? Have you ever heard about him in Cabo?
No, as a matter of fact. No.
Maybe that's what it was. Something like that. Like,
could be.
It's something else going on with this team.
Yeah, but honestly, though, I do think he had that kind of ego. Greenlaw realized his worth and decided, look, I ain't got to be nobody's Mike. I mean, no Will. I mean, I need to get over here where I can take over and run things. He might really want to do that. Ambition as a football player is nothing new. And he going to Denver, he will be the man.
But he won't be a Super Bowl winning man.
Maybe he thinks he can.
What part? No, not in Denver.
Well, I mean,
like,
you and I don't think so, but I mean, he may think he can make a difference. Usually, good football players, they do think that way. They think they can make a difference, and he's going to go over
there.
They're
alphas. They know, yeah, they all alphas, but no. Like, that's why I said it was something else with that. I don't go to Denver, leave San Francisco, because we just talked about, San Francisco got 6 titles. San Francisco do this. San Francisco got a good head coach. San Francisco, but you go to Denver, who don't ain't got a quarterback.
A team we wasted years ago in the Super Bowl too.
That ain't it.
They do that quarterback though. Did you think Bo? I thought he was pretty good. He kind of
did good. Me. He did good. He did good. Bo Nix did great. I got another question. Would you pick up Shedeur Sanders at 11?
No, I worry about Shedeur getting quarterbacks in the first round. Always worry me. They get way too much love. And they did a jack thing. I mean, they haven't done anything. What they played against is nothing compared to what they're going to see in NFL defenses. And that's why I would say,
correct.
Ooh, first round. Damn, that's risky. And it has proven to be the case. There's only a few in the first round that picked up and did anything.
All right, let's go back to Trevor Lawrence. If you get picked up in the first round as a quarterback, you'll be picked up by a bad team.
And usually that's the case.
And look at Sam Darnold and all them others. After they left the bad teams, they started progressing after the maturity kicked in.
Mm-hmm. And they almost got ruined
going
to them teams, too.
Yeah.
Jared Goff,
like I said, I want to be in all that. I like Purdy.
Got killed. Trevor, Jacksonville, killed. He looks better now, Lamar and Patrick, they went late in the first rounds.
Mm-hmm. And he's fat. Patrick's fat.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Best quarterbacks in the game. Josh Allen. What pick did Josh Allen get picked at? He was in the first round.
He was in the first,
but was he early in the draft?
I think he was around the 15th. I think 10 or 15, something like that. I think.
See, now look at over in Arizona. What's going on there? I don't know who he is or what he's going to do next. But number 1 in the draft. He's supposed to be born
but you don't have nobody else with you. Remember, it's team. That's why I'm saying Greenlaw need Warner. Warner need Greenlaw. If Greenlaw think he don't need Warner, he's lost.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Bosa need another end. Like, if Myles Garrett don't think he needs another end, he's lost.
They're going to draft one, too. They high in the draft. They're going to pick up I forget his name, but they put him opposite Myles Garrett. Oh, God almighty.
Yeah.
I forget that dude's, oh, man.
But they need more. You need Brandon Ayuk need Deebo Samuels.
And that's been
if
proven.
you put that number one cornerback on a person and you double him, you're going to shut him down most of the time.
We're going to get clipped. Always appreciate you, man. I love these conversations with you. I mean, let me see you Wednesday, and let's see what happens.
Ronbo Sports all day, Niner Nation. I'm going to try to call you every time. I'm going to try to get you to give me I need me a name. I need Papa Dragon name or something. So.
He came up with that name. Okay, let me work on it. Because nobody never let me give him a name. Except for Trey. Trey and Pierre, he's now White Chocolate.
Oh, White Chocolate. Yeah, that was another one. Be good. Ronbo Sports. Like, comment, subscribe. Niner Nation. Let's go.
There you go. Appreciate you. See you Wednesday.
Appreciate you, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Night.
Yeah. Be nice.
Yo, JT. Rudy up in there talking trash today. Can you believe it? Well, I love when the Rams talk trash. They have no license, nothing to justify anything they say about anybody. If you sit down that low on a dime and you swing your feet, you don't have any credibility. Keep talking, Rams. You're embarrassing yourselves. JT, come on in, fam.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Ronbo? How you doing?
JT looking all right. I mean, I'm telling you, man. I'm trying. I'm lobbying. I'm hoping if we could just get. Oh man, Trey Hendrickson would make my dream come true.
Hey, Ronbo, I'm really excited. We're less than 3 weeks away, Ronbo. I can't wait. Boy, I got my hopes up. I got my draft crushers. I hope that they nail them. Throughout the years, we missed so much throughout the years, and I just, there's a few players on the board that you want to stay away from, but for the most part, it's hard to miss, Ronbo, to be honest.
Oh, easily. It's 50%. Ours 50-50 and maybe less, JT. It could be 30-70. Kids coming out of college don't know what's going to happen. And they get blasted, and all of a sudden they wonder if they still want to play football.
There's really a lot of good players on there, and I've been doing a lot of film study and stuff, and I love a lot of. There's a lot of good players on there. There's a lot of good football players on there, but the league circles are saying, I don't know, that the 49ers are interested in that Harold Landry, and to pick him up they want to move back. Move back a few times, maybe in the draft, maybe 2 or 3 times, and maybe we could hopefully get maybe 14 or 15 picks. 15 picks, Ronbo, would summit. I'll tell you what, I can imagine right now, if you can get 15 picks, you should be able to stock a whole team. You can fill every position. I've done it on my own mock drafts. I filled in every position, Boy, I tell you what, Ronbo, they talk about, we're not going to go in center. They could probably throw everybody for a loop by just saying that and just go after Jared Wilson. I could see him doing it. Oh, my God. I would love it.
It's a hard job. Can you imagine, JT? You're sitting up in the front office. You get up every morning. You got 3 cups of coffee sitting in the car because you're trying to get yourself, completely wired up because you've been up all night tripping on what you're going to do. You get in the office, and now everybody in the organization is depending on you to make that difference. That pressure
Ronbo,
my God.
Look at here, Ronbo. Jake Brendel is 32 years old. He's not going to be there forever. He's got 1 more year left in his contract. He's not going to be there forever. So you need to hire a heir apparent to replace that guy. And if you get a guy now who can learn the system for under a year, out Jake Brendel, in Jared Wilson.
All right. Everybody always thinks, especially the coach, Jake Brendel's irreplaceable. Why they had him so high praises, I do not understand, but you're right.
And let me tell you another player, Ronbo. This player so much is on the board, 2nd round. I'm talking about this guard who can play tackle, Ohio State, Donovan Jackson.
Good program.
He's so much on the board.
Oh, I've heard his name.
The 49ers, they better take him.
The 49ers do like players that have versatility. So if that's the case, they probably are looking at him.
Yeah. Hey, Ronbo, I wouldn't doubt it. the apple don't fall, far from the tree. So, I'm a fan, and I do my game tape, and I study hard, and, I would love to see these 49ers pick up those name players. Oh, and there's another one. I like that pass. Donovan or Zaraku. That guy had hella sacks. What, it was like 16 sacks or something like that?
Man. See, anytime a kid gets that many sacks at the college level, that at least translates to about from 8 to 10 in the NFL, I would think.
And then you got Kyle Kennard, 13 and a half sacks this past year. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, Ronbo. There's so many good football players in this draft. It's going to be hard to miss. I mean, you got to stay away from some players like the Michael Williams. I'll stay away from the Michael Williams. I'll stay away from the other pass rusher from Tennessee. I think he's pretty good, but I think he's kind of light. There's just a few football players I stay away from, but for the most part, it's going to be kind of hard to miss. And if you nail these football players and you get them, and especially if you get a receiver like I would love to have a Jalen Noel or that his other running mate from Iowa State, Jaden Higgins. Oh, shit. Ronbo, I'd love it.
Fast.
Big. Or even the other one from Utah, that Jalen Royals. Oh, so many. It's hard to miss, Ronbo.
I don't feel good about that Utah program. But, somebody said that linebacker that goes to Cal, if we rolled over into Berkeley and started checking things out, I'd tell you about an hour after I got there. I seen all in you see, man. Let's see if we can get across country before tomorrow and not have to spend the night here. Because, there's certain conferences I'm not interested in because the level of competition is not conducive to him being good enough. If he did well there, okay. If he did excellent there, I might take a look. But if he only did well there, I don't know.
I like that Carson Swissinger, that linebacker from UCLA. I think he's a hog. He's a monster right there. You pair him up next to Fred Warner, you got something going right there too. That's what I'm saying, Ronbo. If you trade back to 14 to 15, 16 picks, you can get anybody you want. You'll have hella picks like kind of scattered out, kind of close by each other, to where you can just kind of pick up everybody, and you don't have to wait very long.
That's the best part. Every time you look up, the 49ers make another pick.
That's what I'm telling you. You wait like maybe 6, 7, 8 picks, and there you go. You're picking again. You know what I'm saying? That's how you want to do it, Ronbo. Just like have 15, 16 picks, and you pick up everybody from start to finish, and you won't miss any holes, and you could just pick up everybody you need, and you would nail it. You would nail it. This could be the best draft we ever drafted right here if we could just get it and if we could just hit.
You know what? We're going to have, because 11, I kind of feel the 49ers are thinking something like what you're talking about, though. I don't think the 49ers want to leave 11 picks. I think they want 12 or 13. Man, we got to roll.
Yeah, and Ronbo, and you have to start it off, and you have to get Walter Nolan or Kenneth Grant. You have to start with that first.
I was a Nolan fan early on. I agree.
Yeah.
JT, we got to go before we get cut. So listen, I'll see you Wednesday. Let's see what develops between now and then. And there's some more to add into it anyway. All right?
Hi, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Have a great night, JT. Looking forward to seeing you Wednesday.
Let me get a Niners. Let me get a Niner.
Oh, hell yeah. Niners! JT!
All right, Ronbo.
Night, fam. All right. Brian, I love you, all right, but let's not go there, okay? It's kind of racist, okay? So therefore, what we want to do is if you do it, that means others are going to think we have license to. I know where you're coming from. Rudy gets on my nerves too, but please don't do that, okay? Just stab him any other way, but not that, okay? All right, guys, we got to be a step above the low class fans that come in here to bother us, okay? Thanks, Brian. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony. You know, and you and Papa Dragon, there's some similarities in some of the things you say because you guys look at things through a clean lens. I tend to fog it up with red and gold. Pop just brought me back to, I was pouring with smoke, man. And Pop just poured water on me with the truth. I sometimes like to avoid the truth. It's been ever since I was in kindergarten when I first learned how to lie. And I learned early on how to lie just to get out of trouble. I hated punishment. But, you know, there's a lot of reasons Trey Hendrickson could end up in San Francisco, and there's a lot of reasons why he can't. It almost balances itself out. Because I look at over in Washington, he's absolutely right. I mean, Adam Peters is on the phone as much as John is or anybody else in our organization. The Eagles, I don't know what's going on with them, but they do like murderers. And, wait a minute. No, he's AFC. Yeah, Howie Roseman is just, he's the king when it comes to running clubs. Tony, what do you think, man? Is it even possible? Am I entertaining a joke or a fantasy that's never going to happen? What are you thinking? Trey Hendrickson, Niner.
Who knows, Ronbo? You know what these blokes are like. I mean, we've talked the O-line to death. Now, let's go to another side of the ball. Receivers. You know, you got Christian McCaffrey. Hopefully he's going to stay healthy, who was the check-down boy for Mr. Brock. So you need a receiver that's got quick, short area speed. You've got, you have to have George Kittle lurking around the middle.
God, he stays no matter who else has to go.
And you check out there, toe tapping the sideline. I mean, Juszczyk and George become the yak yard men.
And throwing the damn ball.
And
God.
The other thing is we don't have a receiver that can guarantee no questions asked, separate at the top of the route, Ronbo. I mean, we haven't seen Ricky Pearsall enough.
Although, Tony, you know what? I did see him running route last season. I noticed him because I was watching to see what he does. Ricky Pearsall was used on his whole function was clear out. And his defender, I don't know if the defender realized that or not, but Ricky was smoking some of those guys. He really is. We'll see what he looks like. Once he starts catching the ball, they'll take him a little more seriously because he runs crisp routes.
Yeah. I'm not talking about how smooth he runs them and how quick he gets in and out of them and things like that. I'm just talking when Brock Purdy goes to do the loop, all right, and he looks downfield, we haven't got anyone that can separate at the top of their route. All right, and we didn't last year. Kittle was the one with the most separation last year, Ronbo. I mean, I'm not throwing Juwan Jennings under the bus either.
No, Kittle,
because he's required for a different role. So you've got your receiver room, and each receiver we need different types of receivers for different things. And the one that we don't
Kittle
have,
has linebackers on him a lot of the time too. So that makes it. That's why you should throw him the ball even more often. Because a linebacker can't stay with George.
No, he can handle those dudes, no problem at all. But, you know, so we need one that could separate, guaranteed, at the top of the route and be free as soon as Purdy's ready to throw the ball. If he looks up, if I was coaching, I see you see Kittle lurking around the middle and there's no one on him, throw it to him because he's going to get moved. He's going to be the one that's going to be moving the chains.
And Kyle, do not get mad and talk about who was open. Damn it, that pissed me off.
Well, Jesus, and then there's the O-line 10 yards out. All right, our O-line can't push the pocket, Ronbo. We need an O-line that can push the pocket, create running lane.
Agreed.
All right? Yeah. Because Kyle always comes up with an excuse. Now, if you had the Eagles' offensive line in front of Purdy,
oh God,
there'd be more holes for the running back to pick from than 5 hookers standing on a corner.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I do. I do. Man,
but we can't get that. So we've got the problem in the red zone. We've got a lot of problems, Ross. And then we've got someone. We've got someone that we need to replace Dre Greenlaw. Then we've got the defensive line.
That's right.
All right, and then we've got depth in every position. Depth. So it's not going to be a walk in the park like everybody seems to think it is.
God, no. I mean,
but we're going to have to emulate the Commanders and try and get some UDFA dudes to fill those voids, the backup roles or the depth roles or whatever the case may be. That's what I'm counting on. I mean, this draft is need at every position. Get him. All right, if he's there, get him. Okay, and this thing about the combine and the running and Ronbo, I want you to forget about the 40 time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because if I was a scout, I'd be sitting there when I'm scouting dudes with a speed gun, and to me, the speed that matters the most is when this guy is loaded up with all these pads, full speed. Game speed. I'm not interested what he runs in his spandex with his, dingling flip-flopping around and
good point.
Whatever.
Straight line speed does not always translate to being a good football player. That is so true, Tony. I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Game speed. That's what I want. Loaded with pads, everything, full uniform on, cleats, the whole lot.
That's it. Because Jerry Rice couldn't run a 40 either. So, yeah, I agree.
Well, I don't know what Raheem Mostert ran, but he was 23 miles quicker than Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, because Mostert was actually a world-class sprinter. He's a special. You got to hold some guys you've set to the side. Even what's his name that's over in Miami now used to be with the Chiefs, but not many of those. You know, can they put on pads?
And then we need another running back, Robbo. We need a downhill.
They pulverize people. I agree. Tony, we got to pull up, though. Mark that, and let's continue Wednesday, will you?
All right, brother. Shout out to Evan Hill, Speak Up the Dragon, 49er Brian, and the rest of the crew, resident bastard. And catch you in the next one.
Looking forward to it, Tony. Always bringing good stuff. Cheers, my dude.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah, I tell you, concrete points. You know, that thing, all of us are aware of the fact that 40 speed doesn't really mean you can hurt that guy's feelings coming off the line of a scrimmage. A good defensive back smacks him. So maybe his thinking now has changed. When he explodes off that line of scrimmage, he may lose a step because that pain is a little too much more than to endure. A lot of tough guys can. But, you know, it's something to think about. Is that 40 speed really something you should take as priority one when taking certain positions on the football field? Hey, yo, Ellis!
What's up, Ellie?
Oh, man, I'm sitting there dreaming like I do on Sundays. That's why I was bringing my fantasies in. I'm watching Trey. I'm watching. Man, the dude is not one to stay in Cincinnati. And then Pop comes and tells me, "Listen, Cincinnati's not trading him, and they're not going to let him. They're going to let him sit down and think about it." And at 31, Pop's right. Hendrickson going to sit on the bench a year. He's 31. He can't afford to do that. He needs to keep himself out there so somebody finally blows the Bengals away and gives them an offer they can't refuse. But damn it, I just hope the 49ers can find a way to get this done. So what are you thinking? Am I on to something? Have I lost my mind? What are you thinking? And would you like to have Trey Hendrickson?
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, but he's trying to get paid, and we don't have the money.
Well, now see,
we just
Ellis, we always don't have the money, but all of a sudden people be showing up here. I'm telling you, that Javon Hargrave deal, I still don't believe that. CMC, we picked him up, but CMC's deal was
80-something million for 4 years. That was he was overpaid.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But oh my God,
okay.
Wow.
So, well, Trey Hendrickson would but Trey Hendrickson would damn near garner more than that, and he's a defensive end. He's an edge rusher.
I know.
So his payday would be even more than that. Yeah, 100 plus. That's what I'm saying. So that's out.
Well, I mean, he is 31. He needs to think about that for a minute. And if you can get, as I say, 3 years, 20 to 25 with incentives that take you over 30, shit, Trey need to be thinking about taking that.
Yeah. I mean, he's not gonna. I'm not with the 1 year rental bullshit. So we're not gonna sign somebody like that at least to 3 years. So we can because one season's not enough, and we either sign guys for 1 year and they don't really do shit, or they actually end up doing well and then they go get paid somewhere else. They don't stay with us. So there's no point in doing that. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why signing Mac Jones for 2 years was a good idea, because, look what happened with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or look at Chase.
He came with us for 1 year and then turned around and got paid.
Yeah.
Chase came for one season.
Yeah.
And he didn't work out. He was, dragging. He played 2-3 good games.
Yeah.
The whole half a season he was with us.
I feel sorry for him. He went to New Orleans. I guess that neck is still hurting though, because he hasn't returned to form yet.
Well, remember what happened to Dee Ford? He was having a neck and back problems, so that shit ain't no joke.
My back and my neck. I mean,
that shit is serious. You know what I mean?
You can't play football in that kind of pain.
I get it. Yeah. Well, you're not supposed to be signing no fucking contracts then. You go sit your ass down for a year and come back next year when you can really, play at your best, so you're not looking like shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so who else we got? I mean, look, it would be nice to get Trey, but we're not. We're gonna make up for whatever we can in the draft. We're gonna. It's gonna be all, pending on what we can do in the draft and which of these guys are going to come out ready to go. We'll probably get 3 defensive linemen, 2 edge rushers. Yeah. Robert Beal. He was a disappointment. I mean, we picked him in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah.
And Drake Jackson was a 2nd round pick. I mean, just totally blew it out of our ass. Like,
Lord,
what are you doing?
Oh.
I was like, Drake Jackson? Who the hell is that? Then they was like, oh, well, he can hit a backflip in a standing position. Oh, word? All right, good. We're great there.
Yeah, put him in a circus.
Yeah,
we don't need him out here. God.
Hey, 3 months later, and he wasn't doing shit. So we I mean, it didn't pan out. So Tony is right. Shout out Tony out there, man, from down under. It doesn't matter who the hell we draft. It does matter who we draft. That's the point. But we got to get players, the right players. You can draft as many people as you want, but if you draft all these, say we got all these players that everybody has seen, if none of them are picked and they get a bunch of people that we didn't even hear about or know about in the draft, that's what's going to depict what the season ends up looking like at the end. That's going to be you know what I mean? If we get some good players, like, oh yeah, good, this is one of our guys, this is another one of our, if we can get some more of, because a lot of us have been doing homework and we've been studying. So hopefully they're, doing their, homework, and just like you guys bring all these guys in for 30 visits. They come out to the pro days. You guys have your team scouting them, but then you guys never actually get them. You guys get a bunch of other guys. You get Drake Jacksons and you get Terry and Davis Prices and the Danny Grays and the Cam Latus and all of these guys that end up, part of the Thousand Flushes commercial.
Yes. God.
So they got to draft some players, man. They got to get some guys. If we can have half of the players that we draft that can come in and be active participants and big role players, you know what I mean? At least half of them, then we could have a successful season. These guys, they got to just be ready. They're going to have to condition. They got to, Drake Jackson wasn't ready for a full season of football.
I know.
His ass wasn't getting ready in the offseason.
You get a great point, though, about the players you put. When's the last time we brought a player in we drafted? I bet you the rest of the league's gotten on to that anyway. 49ers must have took a look at him. He ain't worth a damn. Let's keep an eye. Don't put him down on a list of people we're going to avoid. If I was a scout or GM, I'd look at the 49ers throwing people in the trash, and come draft night, they don't pick them. Called him back for a second and third visit and still didn't pick him. That's why Niners, everybody's aware of that trick, okay? Stop wasting time. God.
Yeah, they're on straight bullshit, man. So we have to draft. We got to do well this draft.
Well, fam, we gonna go. Wednesday. Everything's gonna be happening now, day to day. It's something. So we'll see what happens next. But Hendrickson had me going, and I said, if we could just get him for 3 seasons, like I said, oh God. All right.
Ronbo, how many of them wide receivers did you look at now?
I was trying to sidestep it. I almost looked at him before I got on this show. I just didn't get it here. I'm gonna stop lying about this sometime soon. Give me another couple of days. Okay? Wednesday. Okay.
All right. Hey, you gave me your word, man. You know I love you, so I'm gonna let this shit ride.
I appreciate that. I ain't gonna let you down. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell you.
Hey, right? And then, so you got Jalen Royals down in Cam. You saw Jalen Royals, and I think you watched.
Yeah, I did.
You watched one other one. All right, man.
All right, fam.
Hit that like and subscribe. You know where you at, man. Wipe your feet, man. And shout out to chat. Shout out Tony Tone, the Dragon family, Donut, Tanisha, Frank, Brian, the chat, show. Y'all know what it is, man.
It is.
It's for life.
I know.
All right, fam. Yes, sir. Peace.
And Mr. Block Eye says, "Who will be on the wall next to Joe soon?" Oh man, I tell you what, it's a very sensitive subject. I gotta find something to fill that space with. I've thought about. Somebody suggested, like Lombardi does, you put multiple photos, and that way, if you got one in there that people don't like, it doesn't matter. But if you got 2 or 3 others that people like, they'll leave you alone about that. I'm really working toward that kind of angle. We'll see soon. Promise. Okay. Hey, Papa J, get in there, man. We haven't talked to you in a while. Hello. Papa J. 49er Muttley. Did we censor?
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
I think it was okay, but you can't see me, can you?
Because you're doing a John Cena. No, that's right. Yeah, stop coming in. Wait, 49er. Did we censor 49er Muttley?
Wait.
He says he got censored. 49er Muttley.
I got censored?
No, 49er Muttley. Muttley, we didn't. Nobody censored you. I don't know what's going on with that. You may have used a word that might have been not allowed, but no, we didn't. I just want you to know we didn't. Nobody censored you. All right, Papa J. Nobody censored you, although. Some of the guys that you go after at times, I can see it. Hey, you got it. That's it. You're in, buddy.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
All right, I'm in. I can't see me, so I'll just trust what you're saying that you can see me. So
I promise I can see you.
All right, how's everybody doing?
Hey, I mean, let me tell you, you're wearing red shirt, red sweatshirt. You got the San Francisco logo in the middle. You got pretty long hair, and you've also got the logo with the black bib. Was that black bib? Yeah, I see you. I'm telling you, yeah.
All right.
Get in there, man.
I'm glad. Hey, Ronbo, Nice to see you. I love your show. I
Thanks,
love the
Papa.
people in here. You guys are like family, and thank you all for the support that you've been giving me and Wolfie. Also, I really appreciate that. So thank you very much, guys.
Good.
And but getting back to what's his name? Henderson.
Hendrickson? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
I gotta ask you: is he better than Floyd? I don't know much about Henderson.
Oh, at this point, yes, because Leonard only had 8-9 sacks last year. Okay, we're talking about elite level performance. Trey Hendrickson had 17.5 sacks. He led the league. So that's a big upswing from Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd, as you know, was an accident. Joey Bosa come running in. All right, Mom says I got to sign here, guys. Where do I sign? And the next thing you know, Floyd, okay, Leonard, I guess we're gonna have to say goodbye. And Leonard left, and Joey left a few minutes later on his way to Buffalo. So, and the rest you know about. Damn it.
Yes. Well, and letting go of Floyd and letting go or not bringing Dre back, that hurts a lot. So
yes, it does.
Yeah, let's bring in Henderson. There should be no hesitation. Let's aggressively go after him. I mean, that's really going to help us out. It's going to help out the line. It's going to help out Bosa. That's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Helps you out in the draft because you don't have to force yourself into making a risky pick in the first round. You've already got him. Pick a guy that you think is the best guy, and let's go. You don't have to stand around there shopping around. Guys, let's ruminate on this in a minute. Are we going to take him in round 1? Do we wait till round 2 to see if he drops? You don't have to go through all that. Get an offensive lineman in the first round is another option too. But go ahead, Papa.
Yeah. True. Oh, you know what? Before I forget, I want to say that I'm really, really excited about this season, Ronbo. I'm really excited to see about how well Mustafa and Green are going to do being sophomores,
Yes.
Oh, man, if they were that good as rookies, can you imagine as sophomores and beyond?
Hell yes.
We better start signing them right now while they're still cheap,
Next year at the latest. Because Pop, that's true. Last year they were preparing for the draft, and that takes away. This year they're preparing to play in the NFL. So that's why you're going to see an upstep. Only Ambry Thomas is weird when it comes to that. I don't know, Ambry's second year was not bad, but his third year he fell off for some reason. But he's bizarre. But these guys we're talking about, Mustafa, Renardo Green, Pony. Oh, God. Oh, my God. These guys already are good. What are they going to look like this year?
I can't wait. I'm so excited. And you know what's going to help out too, help Puni out is Luke Farrell. Because if you think about it, if we have a 6-man front all the time, that means that if Kittle escapes, we still have 5 guys blocking.
That can block.
That can block big time. And Farrell's going to help out McKivitz, which is going to help Puni to help out Brendel, which that in return, hopefully we can get a right guard or even a better center. I don't know. Doesn't sound we are.
I know.
But
we're
at least
all
it helps
about
out
that.
the line. Yeah, exactly. So at
Puni
least
can
it helps
help
out the line.
God.
And another one that I'm excited about too is Isaac Guerrero coming back behind CMC. I'm excited to see what CMC is going to be like. I hope we get Scatabo. That would be a great addition to the blocking also with Scatabo back there and Isaac Guerrero and CMC. Man, we can spread the love and reserve everybody's energy and health so that way we can go deep into the playoffs with everybody. Another thing, JJ Stokes. I mean,
I think he's retired now, JJ.
JJ and Pearsall. I can't wait to see what these guys bring to the table this year.
Especially Pearsall. Hey, Calvin's might be more than what we saw last year. Kyle didn't really utilize him as much as he probably should have.
Yeah.
But Ricky Pearsall, he's the kind of guy he's going to demand he play. He was all over Brock. He's telling Brock, explaining to Brock. Brock says he comes back to the huddle. He won't shut up. I like that. Brock,
Gotta
good.
Love it.
You
Gotta
know?
love it.
God,
love the drive. Did you hear Brock's interview? Wasn't that a great interview that he had this last time?
Yeah.
A private Christian interview. That was awesome.
Yeah, he had some things to say that explained his personality real well. He's a gamer. So
yes, he is. Yes, he is. Actually, I've been following that pastor that he was with. I've been following him, and he's a really good pastor. You guys should check him out. He's really, really good.
I kind of like guys that lean toward. You need to have a force beyond just thinking, because a lot of guys, as you know, don't believe. They're not motivated as much as those of us who do believe. I don't really think they are.
Yeah.
They'll argue that all day, but I don't think so. If I got somebody I'm trying to impress above the human race, you just get juice from a Papa J. You do, man. You know it.
You get that extra divine spiritual drive inside of you that just you can't get
it's a
anywhere
force.
else. Yeah, it's a force. Definitely is. Yes, sir.
No, Jay, you know, it's delightful. Hey, Papa, get in there, boy. You know what? Let's get you zooming in as much as possible, man.
Will do.
You know, we got to go, but listen, I'm delighted to meet you in person like this. I've seen you working people in the chat, and you do a great job. And Rudy's running amok today, so everybody, guys, team up on Rudy.
Speaking of Rudy, if you guys haven't seen his podcast, all his episodes, I can combine it right now. Watch this. This is Rudy's podcast.
Real quick. Bob, get out of here, man. You beat up on Rudy like that's just mean.
Much love to everybody. I love you guys.
Have a great night, fam. I'll see you Wednesday, Papa. All right.
Yes, sir. You will. You take care.
Papa J. Remember, check him out. He's got content running. Papa J. I imagine it's the same. I'm dying to check it out now. I didn't even know he had a podcast going on. Papa J. We'll see you soon. All right. Let's get Tony ATL. Tony.
Ronbo, what's up?
Tony, man, I'm just sitting up here. You know, I'm having wet dreams over what we could do if we could just get this, if we could just get that. You know, every fan in the NFL does that. What you could use and what would make a difference, get you over the edge. And Lord knows they pick up Trey Hendrickson because we already got issues on the defensive line that you probably already know about, and everybody else in the league knows about. That we're talking about filling through the draft. That is working my mind, Tony. I can't work that defensive front with no draft picks this year. I mean, I can pick them up this year, but next year they'll be ready if they're any good. I mean, you look at Drake that we just got. Man, that did not work.
How about offering Cincinnati a third and a fifth this year and a second next year? You think that'll work?
And trade up, yeah. I mean, it should, because I can't imagine a lot of teams going after Hendrickson. He's asking for a lot of money, and the Bengals are probably asking for more than they should. I can just see him now. Two first-round picks, and he's yours. What?
Not going to happen.
Come on, guys.
I told you that a month ago.
No one's
not
going to
do
happen.
that.
Yeah.
No. Not at 30 years old, getting ready to turn 31. It's not happening.
Right. So, and the Bengals don't want to pay him. What you do? Just let him sit there? Come on. That's you could get some stuff for him. Come on.
Yeah, like I said on your Friday show, it's getting ugly up there with the exchanging the words. They might as well go and get it traded, man, so they can stop all the back and forth. You know.
I know, because Hendrickson's feeling disrespected. They went. See, Tony. Anytime you have a bunch of guys you need to pay, and you just pay three, the rest of y'all can go to hell. See, that's pretty much what that's what they're hearing, right? So now you humiliated them and you disrespected them.
But Joe Burrow's making 56. T. Higgins is now making like 40. Not T. Higgins. Jamar Chase is making 40, and T. Higgins is making the rest.
Yeah, and that's it.
I mean,
and now they got a bunch of merry minimums around. And Tony, you know what that means, don't you? What are they going to do? There's no defense. There's no money for defense.
Well, Joseph Asai, who's their backup rotational defensive end out of Texas, who they drafted in the 3rd round about 5 years ago, he re-signed. So it was good they got him back, too, because he got 6 sacks in their last 6 games as a rotational piece. So that was good to get him back. But and then they got Miles Murphy, their first-round pick from 2 years ago. Okay. He needs to start stepping up. Yeah. But like you said, Ronbo, they're going to have to – it's going to be backups, rotational players, and rookies. They're going to have to count on rookies in second year, man, just because of who they paid.
And Tony, you can only win so many shootouts. I mean, that boy, you look at teams that get into shootouts every week. I mean, that classic example. Remember the Rams versus the Chiefs a few years ago?
I remember that.
Remember that? Wasn't there 100 points scored in that game?
Yeah, I remember that.
And nobody was playing defense. See, them kind of shootouts, what are the odds? Is it 50-50 every week? That's too much stress.
Well, and I remember going back in the day, I remember the old San Diego Chargers with Dan Fouts. Remember them? They scored 40 points a game.
Shootout every week.
Gave up 42 and like the old Miami Dolphins with Dan Marino. They scored 40 points a game and gave up 42.
Burrow brought back old school football, just like that last year. Remember Joe Burrow got on the mic and says, I have to play a perfect game in order for us to win. He said, if I'm the owner, if I'm the coaches, Joe just embarrassed the hell out of me. So, I mean, and they're doing it again this year. That's going to be the case this year. Those people you mentioned, I don't think they're going to be able to hold back a good offense.
No, you got in football. You got to have stops. Nobody knows that more than me. You got to have stops to win games.
You do. I mean, it's not basketball. You either make a stop or you lose. At some point, no matter how good your offense is.
Hey, Ronbo, and I'm glad the chat is listening. Listen real good, chat. When we were talking Friday, we was talking about Stafford throwing picks, and you were saying you wonder if he's going to throw high picks this year like he did a few years ago. But he limited his picks last year because they had Tyron Williams in the running game. Yep. But remember, Ronbo, Geno Smith and Matthew Stafford threw the most red zone interceptions last year, remember, to kill drives.
Because they didn't want to run. Woo!
So,
and they don't trust Kieran anymore after he fumbled in that playoff game.
It's coming. The picks will be coming.
Oh, yeah. But, Tony, how many... You see football. You ever watch how Snoop changes jerseys every year? I remember when Snoop was a Seahawk fan. So marketing pro Snoop is part of NWA. That's the only reason why he was in L.A. wearing Rams gear. He took that off as soon as he left.
I thought he was a Raiders fan when the Raiders was in L.A.
He was. So, that's why.
And then he was a Steelers fan. I heard he was a Steelers fan.
I've seen it with that jacket. You look at Snoop's closet, he's got a jacket or a shirt from every team in both the NFL and the NBA. So anybody that thinks Snoop Dogg is loyal to their team, you got to be kidding me. So
he's a bandwagon jumper.
Whatever looks good, And whoever's winning.
Gene D, good to see you back in the chat, bro. Again, we heard you was on suicide watch. I guess your treatments are working because you're back. We're glad to have you back, man. We hope you be better.
Well, you got DeMarcus Lawrence now. He can see. J.D. knows. Some people know. The Rams don't know when to hush. When the Rams suck, they're still talking.
Never.
Gene knows that his team was having problems last year. They got DeMarcus Lawrence now. He's rejuvenated.
You know what? That's pretty good, Ronbo. They playing a 3-4. You got DeMarcus Lawrence at one defensive end,
I know,
and Leonard Williams at the other. I like Leonard Williams, Ronbo.
Leonard's always been tough. He came in with DeForest Buckner that same year. So
got to combat him with 2 good tackles, though. You could stop that. You have those 2 good tackles.
Yeah, and you can get that out of the draft this year. All right, they're all over the place.
So I'm really intrigued about what you guys going to do at pick 11. I really am. I know you said a defensive player, but if you guys switch picks and get Trey Hendrickson, that'll be a boost for you guys.
Oh, I know. And that's like I said, it frees them up. They're not under so much pressure to get the best defensive lineman in the draft, which is always too much pressure. It's the 50-50 chance of failure is there. I don't I don't want that. God.
Exactly. That's why, remember I told you the trade I wanted? I want us to trade our first-round pick to Jacksonville for Trayvon Walker because we need an edge. Yeah, we need an edge. But Trayvon Walker's already an established edge. I'd rather make that trade, have an established edge, and have a higher second-round pick.
Right, and then go get you whatever you want to get.
Corner in the second
and if
round.
he doesn't, and if he doesn't work out, you're still good to go.
Exactly. We have that edge. You know, well, you were going to draft the edge anyway. Well, that's a 50-50 shot. He was good in college. What if he ain't good in pro?
And how often does that happen now? All right, that's a routine. Every year, guys just tearing up in college. Oh, you can't do nothing with him. He gets to the pros, all of a sudden, hey, what about that guy we picked up from blah, blah, blah? Yeah, they're thinking about cutting him. I mean, whoa, especially quarterbacks. Oh, it's a sad thing to watch a quarterback come into the NFL. Tony, they come in and they go to, if they're really good, they go to a bad team and they develop bad habits. They develop fear. The coach is usually suspect because the team is suspect because he's coaching it. There's all kind of bad things about a first-year quarterback getting picked high in the first round. It's a sad thing.
Ronbo, you know how Vegas sets the lines on stuff, and now Vegas has y'all as the favorite. So Vegas has y'all the favorite to win that division because they know something that everybody else don't know, which I already know. I think it's going to be between you guys and Seattle again. So the Rams are going to be making too many mistakes to be in the run. I think Seattle's going to get a wild card, like I said last year and the year before, and you guys are going to win the division. But y'all going to win the division. So I think Seattle might get a wild card because their defense is looking better.
Oh, yeah, well, and they got a coach that knows how to run a defense too. So, but what the Cardinals are the mystery of the decade. Tony, they're going to come in and win 5 in a row.
I have to look at them. I don't know much about them. I know they're young, but I have to look because I don't trust Kyler Murray from here to my hand. I don't trust that bum.
But he'll start off looking good. First 5 games, I almost promise you they're going to win. And everybody's going to talk about the Cardinals, and then 7, week 8, they're tailing off. Tony, we ran the clock. Anytime I talk to you, it's just too much content to get into. We run that clock like on a heartbeat. Let me bookmark.
Yeah, Ronbo, real quickly, I got on Texas Word earlier. I didn't run them out of the chat. Somebody else did. I named all the quarterbacks. I said Jaden Daniels. I said Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl MVP, Jaden Daniels. Then I said Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. And I said, Dak Prescott is last. All those quarterbacks are better than him. He got mad.
I don't know why. He should be used to it by now. $60 million that should be given to some third world country or something. Man, he ain't doing nothing. Tony, good stuff. I'll see you Wednesday.
Always a pleasure, Ronbo. Shout out to your production team. You have the best live stream podcast in the business.
Oh,
and countdown, folks. We got 2.5 weeks till draft night. 2.5 weeks. Ronbo, I'll see you Wednesday.
It's going to be scary. Appreciate you, fam. I'll see you Wednesday. Is right. All right.
Take care.
You too. Night, Tony. I was thinking, Tony's wrapped us up. So, fam, I'll tell you what, I'm going to see you Wednesday. And every day is an adventure now. Let's see what happens next. Because, as the world is going berserk right now, at least we still got sport to sit back and have a good time with. And I look forward to Wednesday so we can have a good time, fam. Thanks for the contributions tonight. Always appreciated. And please, don't forget to subscribe so I can find you and we can talk again some more football. Have a great night. Hit the like. Don't forget. Thinking it loud, proud, Niners!